Hello, this presentation is a request for a proposal for an email marketing platform with integration and segmenting capabilities for Pinstripes Incorporated. Before we dive into the RFP, as a brief introduction, my name is Lita An. I have been employed with Pinstripes since 2007 and have been intimately involved in the growth of the company within many different aspects, such as sales, marketing, finance, and technology. My background is in front of house operations, starting as a lead server and growing into my current role as the Chief Training Officer for the company. I have had involvement with technology rollouts throughout the years, whether they were integrations or new technology launches that span different aspects of Pinstripes, such as platforms for the sales team, reservations, third-party delivery sites, online ordering, and point-of-sale systems. The purpose of this RFP is to integrate multiple technology platforms that will automate the collection of customer email addresses, capture key information associated with these email addresses, and give Pinstripes the capability to create targeted email marketing campaigns. Through this increase in customer data and email marketing capabilities, the goal is to be relevant to the guest through marketing messages and thus lead to improved guest engagement. I would like to bring to your attention three key issues to address in the project overview. The first key issue is the inability to seamlessly capture key customer data. There are three current platforms where Pinstripes collects email addresses for marketing purposes. We have Salesforce, which is the sales team CRM, 7 Rooms, which manages the venue's reservations, and Olo, which allows guests to order catering or takeout online. An individual from the marketing team is currently manually running reports from each of these platforms at the beginning of every month to isolate any new email addresses that were captured, and then uploading them into Fishbowl, which is Pinstripes' current email marketing tool used to send marketing messages. The second key issue is that all customers are currently receiving the same messaging. The only information currently being captured from the three platforms is the customer's email address, so there are no known characteristics associated with that email address. The marketing team currently does not have the ability to create marketing messages or campaigns that are tailored to the guest interests, profile, or triggered by various fields such as location or event type. And the third key issue is Pinstripes is currently reporting a click-through rate of 1.66%, which is significantly lower than the average standard of 2.69%. So based on these three key issues, there are 6 project goals to achieve. The first goal is to automate integration and capture customer contact information from the 3 current platforms, Salesforce, 7 Rooms, and Olo, into the email database platform. The second goal is to automate the capturing of key data associated with these email addresses, such as where the email address came from, which location the guest frequents, or what kind of event they have hosted with us. The third goal is the ability to segment the email database by any customer data that was captured. The fourth goal is the ability to create marketing campaigns based on the customer data that was captured. The fifth goal is the ability to track guest engagement through reporting and analytics and to analyze the effectiveness of the campaigns. And finally, the sixth goal is to increase the click-through rate from 1.66% to 2.69%, which would raise Pinstripes' CTR to the industry standard rate. The project is segmented into 6 phases to ensure accountability throughout the project's duration. Each phase focuses on a particular aspect of the project. The project conceptualization phase involves all the planning of the project prior to the release of the RFP, including outlining the main issues for the project to address, the project goals, team member allocation, budget allocation, and resource allocation to ensure that this project is successful. The vendor selection phase involves a selection process to review vendor functionalities and proposals. This will involve researching multiple vendors and comparing their functionalities and costs and weighing them in comparison to the needs of Pinstripes. The project planning phase includes all the preparation that is necessary for all parties involved to ensure that the right resources are ready for this project, including cross-communication between Pinstripes and the existing vendors, as well as the new vendor who was selected to launch this project. The data collection phase focuses on the compilation process of capturing all guest email addresses and predetermined key customer information from the 3 main current platforms. This would require integrations between the various technology systems so that the information can compile into a master cohesive email database. The platform setup phase involves the organization of all data that is being collected to ensure that the vendor platform is organized and ready for the end user. The master email database encompasses all email addresses from the past from the Fishbowl platform and is also set up to receive any email addresses in the future from the integrated technology platforms. And finally, the campaign launch phase involves the launch of successful email campaigns that are designed based on the data being collected. The master email address database can be segmented by specified fields such as location, interest, or history with Pinstripes to launch targeted email campaigns. Each phase is scheduled and expected to stay on schedule as much as possible, but it is acknowledged that the timeline dates may shift once the project is started due to unforeseen circumstances. The deliverable schedule does allow for some buffer time, but the firm project final due date is expected to be completed no later than Sunday, October 9th, which coincides with the end of Pinstripe's fiscal second quarter. The budget for this project is divided into two main categories, upfront costs and ongoing costs. We are looking to create a responsible budget where the software can start paying for itself in results. The upfront costs include personnel expenses and the technical implementation. The budget allocated for personnel expenses is based on 3 designated team members with an estimate of 1 hour of weekly standing calls and 1 hour of any additional tasks for the duration of the project. Costs are estimated to total $3,400. The most difficult part of this project will be the technology integration portion, which will require techs to build the API integrations correctly with Salesforce, 7Rooms, and Olo. This will require IT personnel from the vendor to work directly with the current platforms. Costs are estimated based on 2 IT personnel per week for 4 weeks and totals about $25,600. The estimated ongoing costs are based off the monthly cost of the email marketing platform. Pinstripes assumes that the initial setup of the platform, as well as any future technical support or maintenance or upgrades, are included in a monthly cost of using the platform. These costs may vary per vendor, but is estimated projected about $7,800 per year. So the total first year budget is estimated to cost $36,832. Although $36,000 first year cost may sound like a large investment, I do believe this change will bring a significant impact on positive sales. I ran 2 different reports for December, January, and February. Sales during those 3 months totaled $19.5 million across the 13 locations. The click-through rate during those same months reports at 1.66%. If the click-through rate had increased from the 1.66% to the industry standard of 2.69% due to Pinstripes having this technology, and if we conservatively assume that only 25% of those increased click-through rate clicks are incremental customers, that would lead us to about $48,900 in incremental sales. The $48,900 in sales was only from those 3 months. So if these incremental sales were annualized at 12 months, we would be at $195,700. So if we take the annualized $195,000 in incremental sales and calculate the ROI based on the $36,800 first year cost, we would yield a positive 531.4% ROI. So as a next step, I would like to research vendors and ask for proposal submissions. I have outlined a 20-question survey for each vendor to fill out, as well as a submission process, which includes the survey, proposed project schedule, a budget proposal, and any additional supporting documents. That is optional. I have the timeline for applications to be due by June 5th, after which we can evaluate each vendor based on the set evaluation metrics. These metrics will be based on key categories such as vendor platform functionality, vendor history with API integrations, ongoing support and training availability, project schedule, budget proposal, vendor client base, completeness of the application, and timeliness of the application. It is only after this intense evaluation process when we can finalize the selected vendor, finalize the total budget, and then look to move forward and launch this project. Thank you all for your time, and I appreciate your attention to my presentation today.